It was Christmas time on the island of Sodor. Everywhere there were streamers, Christmas trees, wreaths, tinsel and garland. There was to be a big party at the big station with lots of decorations and lights. There was even to be a big Christmas tree outside the station with lots of lights all around it, which many children were expected to arrive with lots of carol singers too. All the engines were busy with the final preparations. The Fat Controller wanted this year's Christmas party to be an extra perfect and to be an extra special celebration for everyone. Thomas puffed in just as the Fat Controller was giving the engines their final jobs before the party. "The huge Christmas tree has just arrived and waiting at the harbour," he said. "I would ask you to collect it, Thomas, but the tree is much too big and heavy for you to pull on your own, so I would like Henry to collect it this time." Henry was delighted, but Thomas was a little sad. He always liked collecting the Christmas tree for Christmas parties, but he did collect the Christmas tree for the sheds this year, so he thought it was good enough. But then his thoughts were interrupted as the Fat Controller spoke again. "Thomas, you are to help Percy collect and deliver lots of important mail for Christmas," he said. "They must all be delivered before the party starts tonight," he added. Thomas felt much better at once. "Yes, sir, thank you, sir," he said. "James, you are to collect lots of passages and bring them here to the party. But first, I need you to collect more decorations and supplies from the yard," the Fat Controller said. "Yes, sir," said James. "Gordon, you are to collect the mayor. And Edward and Toby, you are to collect the presents and lights from the harbour," the Fat Controller finished. "Yes, sir," said Gordon, Edward and Toby together. They were all feeling really excited about tonight as they set off for their important jobs. In a little while, James came back from the yard with more supplies ready for the tree. Then he hurried off to collect his coaches. Edward puffed in with the lights, and Toby chuffed in with a truck full of presents. Thomas and Percy puffed happily up and down the line, delivering their important letters and parcels to all the stations on the island. Henry had collected the tree safely and was hurrying along the line. But then suddenly he saw a fallen tree ahead. His driver put on the brakes. Henry found it hard to stop as the Christmas tree weighed him down, and he stopped just in time. "Oh bother," grumbled Henry. "Now I'll be late, and it's not even my fault." But just then he heard a whistle. It was Thomas. He came up from the other side and saw that Henry was stuck. "Are you all right, Henry?" asked Thomas. "Yes," said Henry, "but I'm stuck, and I'll be late to deliver the tree to the party unless this fallen tree is moved," he added. "Don't worry," said Thomas. "I just saw the crane back down the line in the yards. I'll go back and fetch it right away." So Thomas hurried back down the line, and in no time he came back with the breakdown crane. And the fallen tree was quickly cleared away. "Thank you, Thomas," said Henry. Thomas was pleased. Then Henry set off once more to finish his journey. At the big station, everything was soon ready. Thomas puffed back to the big station just as Gordon puffed proudly in with the mayor. Lots of people gathered on the platform, and all the engines gathered in front of the station, just as the Fat Controller began the opening. 1, 2, 3. And suddenly, like magic, the huge Christmas tree lit up with lots of presents all around it. The station lit up too with brightly coloured lights. Ladies, gentlemen, and children, I give you 3 cheers for all the engines of my railway here who have made this occasion possible. And a special big cheer for Thomas the Tank Engine, who saved this occasion from being delayed any further. I'm sure that you will all agree that they are all really useful engines. Everyone clapped and cheered, and the engines whistled in delight. Then suddenly, someone appeared from the crowd, which everyone was surprised to see. It was Father Christmas. Everyone cheered even more as the party began. I might not have collected the Christmas party tree this year, said Thomas to Percy, but I did save it from not getting delivered at all. Happy Christmas, everyone, whistled Thomas, and everyone called and whistled back. Happy Christmas! And the children began to sing carols into the night until it was bedtime.